How's it going, everybody? My name is John, and the 2024 presidential election is over. I think it went in a way that nobody, even people who were rooting for Trump, expected, with him on his way to win well over 300 points in an absolute electoral blowout. Today, we're going to take a look at how did this happen and take a look at some of the reactions as well. First reaction to Trump's victory I want to talk about is Nick Fuentes, who shortly after tweeted, "Your body, my choice forever," which MSNBC then ended up airing on their channel.
Donald Trump's third bid for the White House was arguably his most misogynistic yet, and his supporters heard the message loud and clear. Nick Fuentes tweeted, quote, "Your body, my choice forever." What we're seeing now is a backlash to that rank misogyny.
So they use Nick Fuentes as an example to say that MAGA men are taunting women after the election. My first problem is, what constitutes a MAGA man? That's got to be somebody who at least voted for Trump on a bare minimum, right? Nick Fuentes openly campaigned against Trump during this entire election cycle and openly said that he was too far to the left for him, that Trump wasn't a real conservative and had issues with many of his policies. Another thing about that tweet that MSNBC doesn't show you is that it has 83 million views and only 48,000 likes. You would think if the MAGA movement agreed with this and wanted it, that they would like the damn tweet. The next thing I want to talk about is Sonny Houston's reaction to the election on The View.
It was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
There's a million things wrong with what she just said. For her to say it has nothing to do with policy is absolutely insane. Just to break down what she's saying that over half of America is racist, sexist, and anti-Semitic. Don't forget about her husband, Doug, being Jewish. And that it has absolutely nothing to do with policy. Just a bunch of hateful people that didn't want to see a woman president with a Jewish husband. Inflation had nothing to do with it. The rise of the price of goods had nothing to do with it. The millions and millions of illegal immigrants flooding the border had nothing to do with it. The fact that Democrats want trans children to play with regular children in sports had nothing to do with it, nothing whatsoever. All that people like that are doing is causing more division by making the country think that over half of them hate women, people of color, and are anti-Semitic. I would argue that Sonny Hoston should actually be charged with some sort of crime for inciting violence / unrest with the people. The next crazy reaction I wanted to talk about was Harry Sisson, right after the election, tweeted that we all failed our mothers, daughters, and sisters. Did we fail all of them, Harry? Did we fail 12-year-old Jocelyn and her mother, who was brutally by illegal immigrants? Did we fail Laken Riley? Did we fail every little girl who dreams to grow up to be an athlete and not have to compete against men? Over 50% of white women voted with Trump. It's not just because they're all uneducated, which is another crazy thing Sonny Hoston said. Another crazy tweet said, "If Kamala can do that in 100 days, imagine what we can accomplish in the next 4 years." And I've been seeing people place a lot of arguments for why Kamala wasn't able to win the election, that she wasn't able to distance herself from Biden, that she didn't have enough time to campaign, a whole slew of reasons. The reality is that Kamala was doing better in the polls when she first entered the race. It looked like Trump didn't stand a chance when she gave that first speech and said, "Say it to my face." If Kamala had 4 years to campaign, I would argue that she would have done even worse in the election, because every time that she was forced to do an interview that she tried desperately not to do, it hurt her in the polls. Even when it was with a friendly company like CBS with 60 Minutes that edited answers for her, every single interview just hurt her in the polls. MSNBC has just been on an absolute roll since the election's been over, as Joe Scarborough tries to blame Latino men and black men misogynistic tendencies for the election.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues, with Hispanics.
So the only reason Kamala Harris lost, according to MSNBC and Joe Scarborough, is because she's a woman. It had nothing to do with the fact that the Democrats were prancing around with Liz Cheney. It had nothing to do with the fact that there was $1 billion in donations that they got, that they just kept bragging and bragging about how corporations love the Democrats. Meanwhile, MSNBC chooses to alienate and put down some of their voter group. But instead of having any sort of self-reflection or any sort of, okay, maybe we didn't run the best campaign, maybe we were too establishment, maybe we did this, that, and a third. Nope, it's all on our voter groups, it's all on the voters, it's all terrible. As somebody who voted for Trump, if they want to keep doing this, fine. It's just going to make them lose more elections, but come on. You guys got to take at least some self-reflection. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. I truly hope that the Democrats take some notes from this massive loss and reevaluate things going into the future. Because I don't want it to be a one-party system. We need two separate balances of power. But if the Democrats keep running the campaign the way they've been running it, alienating and making their voter fan bases feel bad, like saying white women are uneducated for voting for them and that men are misogynistic, sexist pigs for voting for them, you're just giving the mainstream media even less credibility and stirring up more division. But anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. I apologize if I'm a little bit all over the place. It's been a minute since I've filmed. I have been riding the election victory a bit, but we'll be back in full very, very soon. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.